Auto Sandy. Autos.
They're helping me find the tomb.
Coming up in today's video, it's my first day in Kerala and I make some friends, both human and goat. I wander around the pretty streets of Fort Kochi and see some of the iconic sites, and I learn more about the city's fascinating Jewish history.
I feel like only in India would you get a shrine to a Jewish mystic worshipped by Hindu people. It's very cool and random. I am in Kerala. I've actually been here for 2 days, but I decided to just stay near the airport for a day because I had food poisoning and my journey wasn't great. But yeah, it's been really nice here. This is Mr. Sanjay, it's very nice. And yeah, I really recommend this place. It's very nice and really close to the airport and very good value. What's your name?
Nikhil.
Nikhil. What part of Kochi are you from?
Which part?
Yeah, like Fort Kochi or...
Actually not Fort Kochi, just 8 kilometers near Fort Kochi.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool.
The first time in Kerala?
Yes, yeah. I was just in Darjeeling.
Darjeeling,
Yeah.
How's Kerala?
I've only been to the airport.
Oh.
So I don't know yet, but I know that it's going to be amazing.
Welcome to Kerala.
Thank you. How do you say hello here?
Namaste.
Oh, namaste. Oh, it's the same. Okay. But thank you is nani.
Thank you, Nani.
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 Yeah.
Nani.
Right.
Ah, I've been saying nani. Oh, I'm an idiot. I am now in Fort Kochi, which is the island off the main part of Kochi, I think. It's like the touristy area. I've made a friend. We're gonna get pancakes. I realised in my whole trip in India this is my first visit to the seaside, so that's cool. There's the sea. The sea is behind. I'll try and find a better shot. My first glimpse of the Arabian Sea. What is it? What is it? It is the Arabian Sea. Wow. Okay.
I impressed myself with that one actually because I'm not usually very good at seas or flags. I'm not good at seas or flags. These fishing nets caught my eye and I later learned that they're a very distinctive feature of Kochi. They're called Chinese fishing nets and they were introduced over 700 years ago. Legend has it by the Chinese explorer Zhen He.
It's so cool. There are lots of these carts with local food and stuff. Because I've had 3 food poisoning things in a row, I'm just going to stick to the more expensive cafes, but they're more, I don't know. I mean, it's nice sometimes, but a bit boring more. More boring? I'm still a bit out of it, to be honest. But yeah, I think I just need to stick to bland food for a while.
Kochi has been an important trading post throughout history and at various times was controlled by the Portuguese, Dutch and the British. Because of this, the architecture has this unique blend of European and Indian influences. It's very well preserved and makes a very pleasant place to walk around. It's also very touristy.
Very lovely. Look at this. Oh, beautiful. I was recommended this place by my host, so I'll have a look. I think this is the swankiest meal I've had in India. It's got a roux. That place was a bit too swanky for me. It's a bit boring and expensive, but the eggs were nice. Now I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'll just wander around today. Oh, what's this there? Look at that. Maybe I'll have a look in here. It's noticeable how much more expensive things are here. Everything is double the price of what I would normally pay. So I'm finding it a bit oh, this is beautiful. Look at this. Villa. Oh. but it's very pretty. And it's also like if you were coming here from Europe, you know it would be cheap. But just because I've been in places that are cheaper, I'm like, whoa. Like the last place, it was 110 rupees for a masala chai. And it's like, if I go to the mechanical district of Synagogue, I can get a chai for 10 rupees. But I'm not in the mechanical district of Synagogue anymore. It's very walkable here. There are nice big pavements. It's quite chill. Yeah, it feels like a very good place if you were going to India for the first time to like start. It's a bit hassly on some of the busier streets, but it's not too bad. Also, my impression so far of Kerala seems to be that people seem to be a bit wealthier here than maybe some other states that I've been to. I was reading that Kerala is one of the wealthiest states in India, along with Tamil Nadu. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know this about the like economic demographics of India. There's something about these streets that really reminds me of Chiang Mai in Thailand. All these little like walls, and I think also the tropical feel. And there's coconut in lots of things. It's very similar. I should have brought my hat. It's time to crack out the psychedelic hat again. It hasn't seen the sunshine for a while. This is a bit more normal, not a touristy town. There's a place selling fresh lime juice, which is tempting, but I'm worried about my stomach. So I might have to stick to boring bottled drinks for the moment. Oh, look, another. Many churches. I think there's a very large Christian community in Kerala. And speaking of religion, I am currently headed to what is called Jewtown, because there is a community of Jewish Kochiites, I don't know how you say people from Kochi, Kochians, Jewish Kochians, that's what I'm going to say, and they live in this area, and I thought it would be interesting to explore that area. Yeah, I didn't realise that India had a Jewish population. There are other Jewish communities as well across India. Like it's a very small population out of the whole population of India. So it's very cool. And yeah, I'm interested to know more about the history of that. I think I've picked like the noisiest streets to walk down. Oh, the world before tuk-tuks must have been so peaceful. I don't think they have monotalisms, do they? Something I really liked about Bangkok was that you would walk across these canals and see like lizards. I know that beef is very popular here because there's like large Muslim community. It's one of the few places I think in India where people eat a lot of beef. I wonder if that's becoming more difficult because I know that the government trying to introduce these laws so that it's like illegal to eat beef, or maybe they already have. It's a real shame because I don't know, as an outsider to India, I mean, there are so many wonderful things about India, but like one of the most amazing things to me is how there are so many different religions and ways of thinking and ways of doing stuff, and that's something that should be celebrated, in my opinion. These are pretty, these weatherboarded houses. I wonder how old they are. They look like they've seen some things. Look like a supermodel. I think this is the one that was walking with me earlier. The Muslim neighbourhood and the Jewish neighbourhood are right next door to each other. Cool to see.
So I quickly realised on arriving in Jewtown that it's more of a tourist place now and doesn't have that much of an active Jewish community. According to Wikipedia, there are actually only 26 Jews left in Kochi, maybe even fewer. Most of these tourist shops, despite their names like Shalom and stuff, are actually run by Kashmiris. The history of the Jews in Kochi is really fascinating. Cochin Jews, also known as Malabar Jews or Cochinim, are one of the oldest Jewish communities in India, with roots that go back over 2,000 years. In the 15th and 16th centuries, they were joined in Kochi by Sephardic Jews who were fleeing persecution in Spain and Portugal. This community settled in Kochi and used their trade links and language skills to work in the spice trade. In the late 1800s, a number of Arabic-speaking Jews, known as Baghdadis, also came to Kerala. Most of the Jewish population of Kochi left in the 20th century, either emigrating to Israel or to Commonwealth countries such as Australia. So unfortunately, there's no longer a big community remaining. So I realised Jewtown is actually more of a kind of tourist site now than an active community, although I believe the synagogue is still in use.
Because it's Saturday, the synagogue is closed, so I'm going to come back tomorrow and I'm going to cut it in. So you won't notice a thing, but I'll probably be wearing different clothes.
So it turns out you can't film inside. So here's a picture I got of the synagogue from the internet.
Beautiful buildings and colour combinations. I love all the contrasting colours, like the windows and the walls are painted. I was just chatting to a young guy and he told me his name was Ahmed. I said to him, "Are you Jewish?" He was like, "No." I'm going to go right now to this tomb of Nemiah Motha, who was like a poet. I think he had something to do with Kabbalah. May I go down here?
Auto Sandy. Autos.
They're helping me find the tomb. I'll look down here. Nanny. They told me I can't go down the road. I don't know, there must be a way to get there. Where am I now? Yeah. I found it. Here it is. Oh. Oh, that's cool. It was just Rosh Hashanah, like a few days ago, so I think people have left. Yeah. Rosh Hashanah.
Nemiah Motha was a 16th century Jewish mystic who wrote poems in Hebrew and was part of the Malabar Jewish community in Kochi. Several miracles and healing powers have been attributed to him. There's even a legend that Motha could fly and used his powers to reach home to pray on the Sabbath. According to local legend, when people tried to destroy his tomb, the earth shook and a fire broke out. And ever since then, people in Kochi have started worshipping it as a sacred site. Not just Jews either, but Christians, Hindus and Muslims too.
I feel like only in India would you get a shrine to a Jewish mystic that's like worshipped by Hindu people. It's very cool and random. It also says on my map, if I go It says there's a Jewish ceremony, Jewish cemetery. So let's have a look. Yeah, it's locked. It's very pretty. I wonder how many visitors it gets. I thought it smelled really strong of onions because they're peeling onions in there.
What struck me most about my first day walking around Kochi was how religiously diverse it is. Just beside Jewtown is Matancherry Palace, and I saw many Hindus queuing up to go into a temple there. The queue was very long and I was hungry, so I didn't join it even though I love a queue. On my way back to my hostel, I passed through this Christian area, and like I already said, most of the shopkeepers who I met in Jewtown were Kashmiri Muslims. It's really cool to see so many different religions coexisting peacefully, and I really hope it remains like this.
Seems to be lots of garlic and onion trading and spices. I'm walking back to my hostel now. I decided to move to, oh, this is a cool building. Oh. I decided to move to a private room for a few days just because I've been staying in hostels that haven't got anyone in them, but you still kind of feel a bit on guard because you like at any point someone could come in, and you know when you have a private room you can spread your stuff and it's just, yeah, you can relax a bit more. Yeah. Also I feel like because I'm in like a big touristy city, it means that you don't get a lot of space in the hostel dorm, at least the one I'm staying in. It's all quite smushed together. So yeah, and also because you know in the daytime you're seeing a lot of people, so yeah, it's just nice to have some space to yourself, you know.
Hello, this is Alice. As you may have already guessed from the voiceover, I'm not very well at the moment. I've also just been traveling the last few weeks, which is why I haven't been able to release a video like I normally do. So there's been a bit of a gap, which I apologize for, and I will be making up that gap over the next weeks. Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment if you have anything to comment about, and please like it and hype it and subscribe if you haven't already. My next video will be more about Kochi, and I think I will be traveling on the bus to Aleppo. I have a unfortunate experience in my next video with a quite creepy guest house host, which I will talk about in the next video. And yeah, until then, please take care, and I hope you are well and weller than I am. And yeah, see you soon and take care. I already said that, but yes. Bye.